New England Patriots team was able to say hello to the world last night, and I don't think it was just the boys on the field. Now, obviously, that's a talented young bunch. I mean, Trace Vion Henderson going for 3 touchdowns, and them being behind the left side of that offensive line, which is a rookie left tackle and a rookie left guard and a rookie running back running it in from the handoff of a second-year quarterback. It's like all the pillar positions are seemingly up and to the right for a long, long time. And then you think about Mike Vrabel being the perfect supreme commander of this team. It felt like we've watched it all season through Connor's eyes. You know, when we're watching the Colts games and Connor's down there wearing his Patriots gear in the Indianapolis Colts Stadium and he's watching the game behind us, we hear him losing his mind to the team. Not just this year, but in years past as well. This year felt different from the beginning. It felt like Mike Vrabel had the boys ready to roll. And they talked all night about how, hey, there's a lot of first times happening for a lot of guys on the Patriots. And Mike Vrabel might be the perfect guy to lead them. He's one of the coaches who feels like he's still in the locker room. He's the alpha of the locker room. After the game, as the tunnel was kind of there, all Vrabel's doing is dapping up literally every single human as they come back into the locker room. He clearly has a personal connection with everybody. And I think Drake Maye is special. I think I'm not the only one saying that. Obviously, he's the odds-on favorite for an MVP. And not only does he, I think in the first half, he was like 14 of 16. I think he damn near had a perfect first half. And it's like he's in his first year with Josh McDaniels. He's only going to get better. But every decision he makes is seemingly right. Everybody was worried about his fundamentals and his technique, that new ball whenever he was coming out of UNC because he's a freak athlete. Well, turns out if you work on it and you're really, really athletic, you can figure it out while also having the ability to extend plays. That play obviously spectacular. There was one to the right where he's almost out of bounds and he shot puts it to Stefon Diggs for a first down, and it's like the shot put even had a perfect spiral on it somehow. So this dude is only going to get better somehow, and this Patriots team is special. And Connor, I appreciated the fact that the New Englanders were able to celebrate that thing. That was late in the game. We all kind of knew it was over, and that place was filled to the gills. I love the Patriots fans are able to remind everybody, yeah, we still got it, and yeah, we're back. Is that how you felt watching the game, Connor? And obviously, now looking back on it, we should have sent your ass to this game. I apologize for not thinking about that earlier.
Do not apologize. The Jets are not worth my time. But yes, that is exactly how I think everybody feels in New England. The team being all the way back is one thing, but the fans being all the way back is a whole nother thing. I mean, look at these throws. If you look up in the stands, everyone's standing as well. They're not just sitting there to watch the game. They're there to be a part of the game. And I think that is a big thing in New England sports. They want the home field advantage across all 4 of the major sports, but especially football, because football, it just means more. You mentioned all the young guys and how awesome it is. I think the left guard, Jared Wilson, rookie from Georgia, shout out Kirby Smart, Bloody Tuesdays. He had like a perfect, all the stats people, perfect, whatever the hell you want to call it, pass protection, run blocking, the whole 9 yards. Will Campbell. I mean, they did a spotlight on Will Campbell versus Will McDonald. And Will McDonald's a great player. I believe he ended up getting a sack, actually. But Will Campbell held his own, and that was a huge thing. Not just against the Jets, just all season long. And then he buries Michael Clemens. It's after this on a little swim move from Michael Clemens, who I believe is a vet. We saw him walking in with a bat and spikes around it when Aaron Rodgers was playing with the Jets. So it's not as if he's just some guy. He's a bit of a dog, but Will Campbell is a bigger dog. And the post-game, first of all, Amazon has the best pre-game, halftime, and post-game show in the business by far. But
I agree, by the way. I agree. Yeah. They're worth watching, I think.
Yeah. Yes, they're worth staying up for, like, both with the players, but they also just do stuff that you don't think about. Now, bringing a Ryan Fitzpatrick in from New York when there's probably 2,000 different Ryan Fitzmagics littered throughout Massachusetts, what are you going to do? But still hilarious that they did that in that post-game, though. They asked Maye about Mike Vrabel and everything he means to him. And, Maye talks about how he helps me. He's coaching me on the sideline, not just with throwing the ball, but with everything it takes to be a quarterback. And Maye says in it, too, like, yeah, I'm taking the next 3 days off. I'm not going to be there till Monday. And Vrabel actually talked about, too, hey, look, I'm 50. These guys I'm coaching, you mentioned it, Pat, they're rookies. They're 21, 22, 23. My youngest son is 23. So it does feel almost like a fatherly supreme leader to what you said, and to what Drake Maye mentioned about not being there, for 3 straight days. I was kind of like, all right, well, don't love that, Drake. It's cool we're 9-2, but you can easily still finish 9-8. It is the NFL. But then Mike Vrabel had this to say in the locker room after the victory.
Listen to me. I want to recognize a couple of things. Okay, so we're giving one clap. Pile push, touchdown. Yeah! And then the last one is 4th down and 3, Del Pettis stab. And I would say you could file Dell under the guys that just take advantage of their opportunities. Okay, I would file Dell under a guy that takes advantage of his opportunities, so we know what that leads to. Okay, more opportunities. Fellas, let me just tell you real quick one thing. After 11 games, we got 3 days off. Okay, when we got here, okay, we wanted to put a program together for you. Okay, and that's not just me and the coaching staff or the players. Okay, that's everybody in this building. Okay, so before you leave here, okay, with the treatment and the equipment and the video and everybody around us, okay, I'm thanking you for where we're at right now. Okay, we all got a long way to go, okay, and you guys are going to help us get there, okay, together. But that was the plan. Not just the players, not just the coaches, the entire program. Okay, everything we do, okay, we're doing to help you, to go out there and make plays, to perform, and to ultimately win. Okay, I'm proud to be your coach, and I appreciate how hard you play. Okay? But I'm also going to enjoy a couple days away from you.
Now enjoy this boy for this now, man. Be safe. See y'all boys on Monday. Love you guys, man. Hey, pass on me. Pass on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pass.
Just
I
immaculate.
love that. Pats on me. I love that. Pats on me. Pats on 3. And I appreciate the fact that they've had a long road here to start this season. So these 3 days, I think Vrabel also, AJ, is maybe showing these guys how to be pros. Like, hey, we have a Thursday night game. If you want to take the next couple of days off, it's the middle of the season. We've had a long run thus far. You can certainly do that. I'm going to get the hell away from you. Now, there's going to be work put in, though, because I think that's a team that they're building. I just appreciate his leadership, and I appreciate the buy-in that we see seemingly from everywhere Vrabel is, AJ.
Yeah, well, I mean, for young people that might not know of Vrabel as a player in New England, like, he was an unbelievable player. We know that. But could there be a better fit for a head coach of a franchise when you think of the NFL? When you think of Mike Vrabel, like the fact that he's there and that they were able to, they had Mayo for a year. Obviously, it didn't really work how they planned. And to bring him in, it's like such a seamless transition. Are things going too well for the Patriots? Guys like Boston Connor getting nervous, you think?
No, I don't know if things are going too well. I think they're only going to get better, and I think that's the fear of every other team, that the evil empire is back up there.
Are these Patriots, Pat, sorry
England?
to cut you off, are these Patriots easier to root for maybe than the old Patriots, though? Or is this a team where, I guess, nationwide, not just in Boston?
Well, so I think Tom Brady did a little bit of a babyface play, right? Tom Brady, whenever he kind of retired, did a little bit of a babyface play because he was out of the evil empire. I think we saw them fail a little bit. We saw Boston people, Massachusetts people, Revolution Region people kind of have to go through it a little bit in football, turn their attention to basketball again. Yeah, we got Celtics that most times. So,
Yep.
Whatever the case is. So I think we all got to experience that. And then we watched with Gerard Mayo. And I think, not a lot of people thought Drake Maye was going to be good. So it feels like Drake Maye is maybe an underdog story. We saw Vrabel get fired from the Titans. I think we all think the Titans are stupid for that. Everybody kind of agreed with that. So it's almost a couple redemption stories for some people that I think we're naturally going to get behind. But if the Patriots win a couple times here now, they start making some real runs, which looks like they're going to, everybody will hate them again. I think that is very clear. And I think that's what you heard from one half of the Hammer
Dahn.
Cowboys AP tone. Is that what your takeaway is? That you like the Patriots right now and you're planning on hating them, or that they're all the way back and they're going to be a part of the picture and people are going to inevitably hate them again?
Correct. The latter of those situations, and it's strictly because it's not the people, because Vrabes is awesome. Absolutely love Mike Vrabel. Drake May's awesome. Travion Henderson's awesome. Will Campbell's awesome. Everyone on the team is awesome, but the colors and the team, and you can't like or root for a team that's already won 6 Super Bowls in the last 25 years. Like, that's just not something you can do if you are a football fan of another team. Like, we can't like them, okay? Please. The people on there, awesome. You can root for them individually, but as a team, you cannot root for them.
The Patriots, though, seemingly likable.
Yeah,
very much so.
I don't want to burst the old "let's hate them" bubble, because I would certainly see how that would make sense. But even Travion Henderson, I heard him talk after the game. First time I've ever heard him speak. Did you know that He's maybe the most humble person I've heard talk.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Drake Maye speaks, most humble person that you hear speak from a quarterback, especially one who's the odds-on favorite to win the MVP at this point of the season in his second year. Even coming out of college, it's like youngest of three brothers, younger brother kind of beat down. I don't think he's ever going to become some arrogant prick. I don't think that's ever going to take place. And then Vrabel is a guy that I think we all believe we'd like to have a beer or whiskey and maybe smoke a cig or maybe an entire tin of Coke with. Like that. I do think it is a very like crew. And then Stefon Diggs even. I think Stefon Diggs, because of everything that has kind of happened in the past, there's maybe one belief about him. And he's in a very, very, very loud relationship. Congrats to them, I think.
Yeah.
Congrats to them having a baby. And both of them, obviously, publicly, relationships and personal lives have been documented. They seemingly are having a good time together. And anytime two people find love and happiness together, we are happy for them. So congrats to them on doing that. But Stefon Diggs buying into this team completely. Like, there's never any shit. And last night he goes for 100 and some yards on 9 catches. It's like Drake Maye understands who Stefon Diggs is. People are saying that Stefon Diggs is back to being the Stefon Diggs that you thought he was going to be on the field. And it's like with Vrabel, it feels like you have a guy that Stefon Diggs, probably respects, I think. So, I think there's a chance that it all just kind of goes very swimmingly for them. They even have their own handshake. We even do our own handshake. They went backhand there. I don't know if you saw that. He did slap, hug with everybody else, literally everybody else, including equipment staff. With Stefon Diggs, they go back, a little sauce on that thing, backhand on that. So it's like when you talk about like chemistry, superstars to brand new guys, everybody's bought in. It's like, here's Stefan Force's stats, by the way. I mean, Hembo sent over some stats. I just saw these down on the thing. Stefon Diggs, force multiplier, 2019, 2020 Bills scoring offense went from 23rd to 2nd whenever he arrived. Allen's QBR rank went from 24th to 3rd, with his arrival. Now, granted, Josh Allen got a lot better in the offseason. He didn't have a lot of accuracy, deep balls. Stefon Diggs certainly helped that. Now, 2024 to 2025 Patriots scoring offense goes from 30th to 8th, and Maye QBR goes from 17th to 4th. Once again, Drake Maye put in a lot of work. Josh McDaniels, we assume, is a much better offensive coordinator, but Stefon Diggs comes in and helps a lot. And I think they respect and appreciate him. So hopefully, there's not the other side of the entire thing, right, Con man? That's kind of the hope in this.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that just goes back to Vrabel. Stefon Diggs isn't on the signing was 3 years, $60 million, but that's not how the contract was laid out. It was a prove-it deal. It was more so like a 1 year, $14 million deal. Hey, let's see if you can earn all that money. And he did. He earned everything that, he is going to get because of, what Mike Vrabel was able to get him to buy into. I believe there was a report that Diggs actually chose the Patriots over the Broncos in this offseason, which to me is a massive deal because going into the season, everyone was kind of aware the Broncos with Sean Payton, that offense was going to get it done. It's nice that Vrabel was able to kind of open Stefon Diggs' eyes to how much better Drake Maye is than Bo Nix. But that's the biggest deal for me is that just Diggs is one of those players that had this reputation of being a diva, of being a wide receiver, and you're still getting it. For me, I'm still getting it on the internet. Well, just wait, when it's week 15 or it's the playoffs and he only has 2 catches. No, that is not how Mike Vrabel operates. And I think Stefon Diggs understands that. And he also knows that at this point in his career, he's being called the diva, the receiver, the prima donna, all those things. So the biggest thing for him is winning, is kind of proving to basically everybody else that he's not just, hey, if I don't get my catches, if I don't get my touches, I'm going to be pissed off. It is about winning for Stefon Diggs, and that's showing up right now. It's incredible.